think we're getting some bonus rain sounds in this video. Look, I was ready to hit the ground running with Football Manager 26. To be honest, I don't have a lot of experience with games in beta, so that's on me. I didn't know to what extent I'd be encountering bugs in the game, and let me say right now that it has already improved. Like, I think I see an update every day on Steam, so they're definitely working on it, and I'll get to my first impressions of the game in a moment. But between the bugs and the new UI, I started thinking, okay, maybe a big parked prem save might not be the place to start with the game. Now, meanwhile, just around the time that FM came out in beta, Newcastle United Women's Football Club parted ways with their manager, Becky Langley. She had huge success at the club. By the way, she brought the team from the 4th tier to where they're now in the WSL 2, the 2nd tier. And then just a couple days ago, we find out that the FA is charging Newcastle for illegally approaching 6 Sunderland junior players. Apparently, this is a quote, they did not give to the club secretary of Sunderland AFC 7 days written notice of its intention to approach the player. I've got the Guardian article in front of me, and it said that the 6 involved are understood to be under 16 players. 2 are believed to have joined Newcastle's youth system, and apparently Becky Langley leaving the club has nothing to do with that case. It's most likely to do to, or at least related to, the fact that a new director of football has come into the club and is trying to shake things up. But I think she'll always go down in the history books of Newcastle women's for the 6 years she spent there and the impact she had on the club. The point of all this is that I decided to take the reins of Newcastle United Women's Football Club in the Football Manager 26 beta, because not only is Football Manager a little broken right now, and not only is Newcastle a little broken right now, or at least without a manager, but the WSL is also a little broken right now, in my opinion. You see, since 2011, when the league was founded, I think it technically founded in 2010 and then played their first match in 2011, but since the league was founded, only 4 teams have won the title, and Chelsea have won more titles than all the other teams combined, including the last 6 in a row, which included 2 trebles. I mean, we're lacking balance here. So, stars are aligning, and I'm taking over Newcastle women, the Newcastle women's squad, and we're going to break up Chelsea's chokehold on women's football in England once and for all. Who's with me? So, as we've done in previous Football Manager videos on this channel, I'm gonna hide behind the screen while we go through and ramble about the team, and then I'll come back on Facecam for the match that we're playing today, and timestamps are in the description. Before we jump into that, I want to quickly share my thoughts on the new game, because I've seen a lot of negativity about it online, and I truly don't think the situation is that bad. A lot of the conversation is happening around the new UI, and it is different. There are a couple things that I still haven't found, and I'm sure it'll come up when the situation becomes dire. But I don't necessarily think that the new UI is counterintuitive. And we've talked about this on this channel. Sports Interactive told us that this game would be easier to learn for a new player rather than someone who's played for years and years. They've warned us. It's just that those of us who have been playing for years and years, we have to get used to the change. That's on us. And if that's the price to pay for a game that is taking big strides in improving and evolving now, then personally, as a user, I'm willing to put in that work and retrain that muscle memory that I've built over, I don't want to say how long, over a long time. Then there's the in-match engine, like when you're playing a match. If you're the type of player who likes to make adjustments, like I know a lot of people kind of just let Football Manager run like in the background while they're working. I have to actively be in the game. Like I enjoy the transfers and that part of it, and setting the tactics, but I love being in the match and making tactical adjustments just as much. So, that being said, I do feel like in the little that I've played this game so far, that the in-match capabilities have improved. I feel like the tactical changes that I'm making during the course of the match actually make a difference, or a bigger difference than it used to in previous iterations of the game. On the other hand, I do miss my touchline shouts. I think they said they removed them because they were essentially inconsequential. Like they didn't actually make a difference in the match. But if that was the case, I would have preferred that they fix the feature rather than remove it completely. I'm also really missing some of the data that we used to have access to in match, like heat maps, shot maps. That's all missing right now, and I hope that we'll see an update on that soon. I think that's maybe the general sense that we're getting. And so hopefully sports sports interactive. I hope they're listening. I'm not to me, just to the general discussion around that. I just feel like everything is getting clouded in people getting upset over the UI, and that's a shame. But yeah, with the ability to actually make an impact with your tactical changes and your instructions in game, I feel like there's so much more you could do, and the game would go that much deeper if we had access to that real-time in-match data. So that's something that I'm missing. But all this to say that I've been enjoying the game so far, and now I'm really excited to get to play with you guys. So without further ado, let's go check out this Newcastle team. So let's have a look at our squad. No Canadians on the squad yet, because I'm making it my secret side mission to win the league with at least one Canadian on the team winning the WSL, but the board doesn't need to know that. So we're maxed out on our wage budget with this squad. Our finances do not look good, by the way, but we'll dig into that in another video. You can see in the top right square, it says that the club dynamics, the squad dynamics are good. I should note that the locker room atmosphere, though, is getting an abysmal rating. So that's something that we'll definitely have to work on improving over the season. I mean, when you look at what's going on in real life in the club, it's no surprise that a dressing room atmosphere, a locker room atmosphere could be strained at best. But for today, let's look at some of the players we have on this squad that I think will come in big for us this season, starting with Shania Hales, one of our strikers anyways. She's got 15 finishing, 14 pace, which is pretty much I won't say as good as you'll get in this league, because, we'll see some of our own players having slightly higher numbers, and by default, we're not the strongest squad to start, but definitely nothing to scoff at. And as long as we're in WSL 2, I think Shania Hales will be a big name for us and a big talent for us. I mentioned that she is one of our strikers, and that is because we also have Una Savenius out of Finland. She is considerably fit. You can see her natural fitness is at 14. So we're gonna use that in our tactics. She also has, where's her heading? Jumping reach is 13, heading is 13, whereas Shania Hales had, I think, 11 heading and 10 jumping reach. So we'll get into tactics in a minute, but I've been using both. I've been playing with 2 strikers in the preseason, and it's worked for us, and it's kind of like taken advantage of Shania Hales' finishing and her pace, and then Una's fitness and jumping and heading. It means that we can throw everything into the penalty area from the back, from our wings, from midfield. And as long as we know how to send it to either of these strikers, it's been pretty successful so far. As you can see, in the preseason, Una has had a 7.73 rating over the last 5 games, so it's been working for us. Elsewhere, if we look at our midfield, I'm highlighting Beth. I think it's Lumsden or Lumsden, but I've gotten into the habit of calling her Lumsden, so I hope that's right. Look, her stats aren't spectacular, but I don't know why. I think she's gonna be like my little like, I don't want to say pet project. There's something about her. There's a vibe. I don't know if it's because statistically and like skillfully she reminds me of someone I know. I like a player I like, but I've got my eye on Beth Lumsden. She's got good mentals. Finishing is 14. And I just felt like I needed to fit her into the lineup, into the starting 11. If anything, to take set pieces. Like, her corners are 12, her free kick taking is 11. So I want to make sure we make some room for her in our tactics. Then we've got the legend, Jordan Nobbs. I think she holds a few WSL, or at least WSL 2 records in real life. So such a joy to have her on the team, and you can tell by her stats that she's on another level here. Current ability 4.5 stars as an advanced playmaker, but we can also play her at center mid. We can also play her at defensive mid, and her numbers all around. I mean, dribbling 17, first touch 16, passing 16, technique 16, her mentals, teamwork 17, vision 17. I think, suffice to say, she is gonna make an impact, and if we have a good season, she's gonna play a big role in that. Preseason form, not the best. The 6.89, but like, she's 32, and that's no shade. We were born in the same year, and if anything, those mentals are gonna help us through the season. And now let's go to some of our defenders. Actually, one of our defenders that I want to highlight is another we'll say veteran, another experienced player in Demi Stokes. She is our captain, and she's got some great stats too. First touch is 14, marking 14, tackling 14, pace 14, and of course determination 16. So I think she's got the perfect profile for helping us climb into the WSL. She has already expressed to me that she might be looking at her options, which is fine. I don't think she knows what we've got in store. I don't think she knows that we're gonna be the big boys very soon. By the way, if you can hear some paper, I keep a notebook. I keep like a journal when I play FM. I'm just kind of flipping through it now. Anna Taminen is, well, she's our starting goalie. She's our best goalie. Problem is that she is injured right now. A badly fractured finger has her out for 4 weeks to 2 months. It was more than that. I guess it was like 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 months. In the preseason, we've been playing strictly with our backup goalkeeper. I looked her up. I think I found that Anna Taminen is not injured in real life, so I don't know why FM decided to FM me like right off the bat. Like, I opened my first save and they were like, LOL. Remember me. This is what we do here. So she's out for a while, but like bravery 17, we love that. Reflexes 15, handling 15, agility, jumping range. So when she does come back, please come back, Anna Taminen. She's gonna be a force to be reckoned with, but she's out right now, and so we've been using the services of Claudia Moan, who I think is maybe, well, no, I was gonna say it is maybe has been done a disservice by Football Manager, but that's not true. I mean, she's got some good stats there. Reflexes 14, command of area 13, anticipation's there, bravery's there, very little flair, which I think we appreciate in a keeper, but I think I've just been keeping an extra close eye on her because I'm antsy for Taminen to come back. But a 7.04 in her preseason form is decent. So maybe it's not FM that's doing her a disservice. Maybe it's just me. And then I sent out one of our players on loan. Looking through my journal to find her name. Her name is Freya Gregory. She has like her dribbling is 6. Her first touch is 8. And she's a left mid, midfielder. So I just felt like she didn't really fit. I mean, we had other players that would play in the same position, and she had good mental attributes, without a doubt, but her physical attributes, her positional attributes just weren't there. I knew we had to beef up our midfield a tiny bit, and I've been having a little bit of trouble with the recruitment. I think it's slowly improving, but it was a little bit buggy at first. One had just randomly been scouted by our director of football was Julia Grosso. She is the first Canadian that just came across my desk in the game, and obviously too big for our team and our level at this point. But I had to try to sign her, obviously. She ended up going to play for the North Carolina Courage in the end. I think she said something about, or her agent told us that she said that the quality of the squad at the Courage was much. I have it in my notes here somewhere. Hold on. She thought their squad was much stronger than ours. So, okay, Julia Grosso, you wonderful Canadian, that's fine. We signed Miku Kojima instead, and we don't need you. Please come play with us after you're done in North Carolina. Signed Miku Kojima just to stack our midfield a little bit, especially after sending Gregory out on loan, and definitely like a fringe, like a backup player, but I think she'll end up getting a bit of playing time, and that actually leads well into our club vision, because the board is, well, they are happy with the financial aspect of the Miku Kojima signing. I think I brought her on for like $8,000, something like that, but they're disappointed with the finances included in the deal to loan out Freya Gregory. They're gonna be happy when we get promoted to the WSL, so it doesn't matter. And on that note, if you look at the 5-year plan for this current season, we are required to reach the WSL 2 playoffs. They want us to be competitive in the FA Cup. That draw hasn't happened yet, and they, preferred to be competitive in the League Cup. They don't really care. I don't really care, but I want to make a statement all around, so I won't complain about doing well in the League Cup. Now that we've had a chance to look through some of our squad, how are we lining up on tactics? It's a little bit weird. Okay, I'll give you that much. But there's some thought behind it. So it started as like a 4-4-2 with a diamond in midfield, but I kept saying I just needed to find a way to get Lumsden in there. So I just have her drifting wide a little bit to the wing. Like I mentioned earlier, I wanted to use both of our better strikers in Hales and Una Sevenias. Hales being fast and having good finishing. Una is fit, she's got good pace, jumping, heading. And then obviously we needed Knobs in there. It's important not to bypass her, so I wanted to make sure that our tactics were going through using a lot of passing, which you can see we ended up with a vertical tiki-taka style, so definitely taking advantage of Knobs sort of being, she's an advanced playmaker. She's calling the shots from midfield. And then we've got good center backs. We've got Demi Stokes out there. Our weaknesses are on the wide right side for sure. We've got Wardlaw in there. We've got Joel as well. And they could connect with Murphy. But we're not relying on that in our playbook. So like I said, I looked at control possession. I looked at a gegenpress, which historically is OP in this game, and I don't really like taking advantage of something that's OP, because where's the fun in that? So I ended up, like I said, with the vertical tiki-taka, short passes, play through the center backs, low tempo, through the middle, through the left, and same defensively. We'll see how much that changes over the season, but right now I'm pretty happy with it. By the way, quick note on squad rules for the league for WSL2. Maximum of 25 players. Registered players in the squad. You can bring in your youth players too. And you need a minimum of 15 homegrown players, so players who trained in England for 3 years before their 21st birthday. So it's very much focused on growing the talent at home, which I can definitely appreciate. Having a similar ideas in the Canadian leagues. You want to develop your homegrown talent for sure. So, how did that fare in our preseason? Well, we started out with a friendly against Plymouth. Won 5-0. I think Una got a couple goals and Hales must have gotten a couple goals, a couple assists from Knobs. Everything was like reading exactly how it was looking on paper. So I was very happy with that. Then we played against Leicester, and Leicester was going to be our real test of where we were for the preseason, because they are in the WSL. They're a tier above us, essentially. So this is how it ended up playing out. We managed to keep them to just a 1-goal lead. They scored coming right out of halftime, and I made changes at the half that they either bugged out or I didn't press confirm, because none of the subs appeared at halftime. But that's no excuse. There were like 3 or 4 players who could have marked the opponent, and they could have stopped the attack, but none of them did. So this was the first time that I missed the in-game shouts, because I would have lost my marbles on that one. But it's not to say that we didn't have our chances either. Around the 56th minute, Knobs took a free kick, crossed it into Greg. That was our best chance of the match so far, and it resulted in a corner. We kept the possession well on the corner, ended with Hales taking a shot, but it was wide. We were a lot more patient in the second half. The finishing just wasn't there, but we had, a 90% pass accuracy on 600 plus passes, an XG of 0.87. Can bring it back up here. Yeah, 0.87. We hit the woodwork once, so I wasn't at all discouraged by this match. And then we played, who did we play? We played Bournemouth, 5-1 win. We played Norton and Stockton, another 5-1 win. But those were teams in the third tier for Bournemouth, I think, third or fourth for Norton. So, good to get our form up and to figure out our tactics, but it wasn't indicative of much for me. And then our last preseason friendly was against Essen, who are in the German top tier. And that one was super encouraging. Got red, scored at 28 minutes. It was an amazing goal. And it was in the days after I started looking for someone to replace her after her loan, because her loan ends at the end of the calendar year, at the end of 2025. So I started looking for someone to replace her at that point. But she's a free agent when her loan ends. So this absolutely sent us a message. And then the second goal was at 64 minutes. Kelly actually scored off a corner from Lumsden, which told me two things. The first being that forcing Lumsden into the formation might have been a good thing. And the second is that Kelly might deserve a starting spot at some point. I'm not ready to call it just yet, but I'll have my eye on her. And that's how our preseason went, which leads us to Sunday, September 7th, 2005, which will be our first official match in charge of Newcastle. And I can't put it off any longer. That's what we have to go do right now. Okay, I'm back, and here's how Nottingham Forest are lining up. I think Nahikari Garcia will be a big problem here. Her finishing is 15, her passing is 15, her composure is in the green at this level. So I think what I'm going to do, instead of going hard on tackling, is I just want to make sure we're marking her very closely. I think that's more aligned with the type of football that we want to play this season. So we're gonna go talk to the team now. Let's do it. I expect to win today. They only have themselves to impress, really. Alright. Garcia Almquist on that wing is gonna be feeding her balls. It's time to get some points up on this board, especially considering Sunderland have already won a match before we even hit the pitch. Okay, our first official game match. Me and my stomach in charge of Newcastle United. We're on I think it's comprehensive highlights so far, which I think is going to make for a really long video. So we might change that over the course of the next few videos. We'll see what you guys think. Knobs is down already. That's bad news. So we're going to knock it out for a throw-in, but Physio's coming on to see Knobs now. This is not a great way to start have a little health cross. Possibly suffered a tight hamstring, but we should be able to nurse her through the rest of the match. Okay, Una's coming up here now. Gives the ball away. This is where oh no, Almquist Garcia's ahead. Maybe slightly offside, which is why Almquist hesitated a little bit here. But they're gonna go ahead and take a corner. Smith takes it, swings it in, and our player on loan, Godret, an American, headed it out of the way, and it looks like Forrest won't make anything of this throw in. A free kick here now, though. Takes it low, trying to get Garcia in position. Almquist's gonna take it from a distance, and Moan gets her hands on it, hangs on. We love to see it, and the highlights over. Yeah, we might have to shorten games. I'll see what you guys think. I like to see as much of my game as possible to make adjustments. And this is ASMR after all, so if I'm boring you to, well, not to death, but to sleep, it's a good thing. Back to a Forest possession now. They're trying to move it up quick. Stokes with a tackle that took her off her feet. And now Smith gets a bit of free range. Okay, so we know what they're doing now. I mean, and it has to do with the fact that we're marking Garcia pretty tightly, as I've asked. So now they're kind of going to plan B, which is for Almquist, I don't even know Almquist, to shoot on sight from a distance. They seem confident that one of those will go in. Head now up to their wing. Una, what you do? Una gets our first yellow card of the season. Did not expect for it to be her, but sometimes you gotta take one for the team, and I'm not mad about it. Man, we can't get into the final third. See, this is where I need to see, like, how much we're actually getting in there. I think we can get those stats at halftime. Another free kick here, though, for Forest. It's like we didn't play any preseason games. Somehow we still have majority share of possession. We're just not doing anything with it. It's like we're hanging around midfield with it, and we just can't get through their defensive line. Here they are on the attack again. Boy Lorca being a menace, being an absolute menace, but Pike is gonna get a leg on it, and that goes out for a corner. Head is taking it now. I hesitated to say this before we saw what happened with this corner. I feel okay about our ability to defend corners. Free kicks I'm not so sure about. They're really dominating the space. I'm surprised that they don't have more possession than this. Here we are on the attack again, but nothing of it. We're gonna have to have another look at our tactics after this match. Consider the fact that we haven't played any teams in our division, in our league, prior to today. Conrad gets a warning. It's just gonna be a warning though. And Knobs is not looking great. Hey, I don't have a good feeling about this. Okay, well, she tried to take it direct and that worked out for us. I was gonna say there's rain outside and there's rain in the game, which is pretty cute. Okay, going into about a third of the match done here, and although we still have, well, 50% possession, we haven't gotten any shots off, not even off target, just not at all. Knobs is gonna take the free kick here. She might be able to make something happen. Lumsden, that should be Hales on the far side of the box. I'm gonna have to look into our set piece tactics because that definitely wasn't Hale. There was a blonde woman there who I assume was Pike, but I'd rather have Hales be that far creator. Like, you have Knobs taking the free kick, and then if we choose to take it low and bring it across, I like having Lumsden there, like we did. But I need Hales to be the next person over. That being said, we do have a shot off now. Speaking of Hales, can't keep the ball. Rogers now, they're building up to something. Garcia's trying to get through. Pike just punched her in the back of the head. That's an acceptable yellow. That's an acceptable yellow. They're on the attack again here. Garcia, from a distance, I think that touched. It went off Cooper. So it's another corner. Head should just stay in that corner. She's living there. Takes the corner, goes far. We headed out of the way. Greg is our tall queen. She's got jumping reach. She's got headers. We need her for all manner of corner taking and defending. We're on the attack here, looking a little bit messy. It's going back to Greg. Godred now needs to pass it. Joel's got some space. She's got some space. She's taking the shot, and she should not have taken the shot. Okay, we'll keep an eye on Joel. If she gets a little too selfish with the ball, we'll adjust her instructions. Her personal instructions. But the highlight runs on now with Forrest on the attack. Rogers, head, bad pass. They're moving out of position a little bit, unfortunately. 22. Joel can't stick with it, can't stay in position, and that gives Forrest a huge chance. Thankfully, Moan has her head up and gets her hands on this one. And here we go. The highlight continues. No, it doesn't. Okay, we got 3 shots, none of them on target. Not much of an XG to speak of. And they're chipping away at our possession very, very slowly. We're not moving it up the left at all. Just interesting. Joel's gonna try again here. Hopefully she passes this time. Cross it over. Nope, she's gonna take it into the box. Shoots with her left foot, and there's too much traffic. I don't think there's any rain sound effect in the game. big budget here. We're big budget. We've got our own rain going. Okay, Stokes taking... See, again, we've got Pike out wide. Lumsden tried, though. She tried. Hard to tell if it would have gone wide. Knobs heads it back. Who's gonna win this duel? We do. And it's bunted up to Una. Una's ahead now. Shoots and oh my god. That's what we want to see. That's what we've been planning all preseason. Stokes is gonna take the corner. Not our strong suit. We are not a set piece team right now. We're definitely trying to keep the ball in play. But what a way to end, or to almost end, the first half. Our numbers are finally starting to look like something. We just had to find our groove, but now we've got 7 shots, 3 of them on target. It's a whole new game all of a sudden. And in injury time now, Cooper's gonna show her moves. Knobs with her eyes on the clock is gonna punt it up to Hales. Hales in all alone against a full Forest team back there. Joel, don't take it. Got red from way too far. Is gonna send it outside. Went off someone. We've got a corner. Knobs is gonna take it. We're kind of a second phase team on set pieces. Another effort from Lumsden. At least we're getting shots on target at this point. Knobs to take another corner. I don't even need to look. Nothing's gonna happen. Second phase is on. And now we could do something. Pike can't keep the ball. It is a foul though. In a good position. Again, Pike standing where Hales should be. But we took that one right to the net. And I trusted it. I thought we could do something here. Now we've got 2 yellows going into halftime, so we're gonna have to address those. Huge shift in momentum though. Love to see that. Garcia's been stopped. Let's see here. Long shot 6. Final third pass is 40 finally. I feel like that was not the case early. Progressive passes are up. Ball share cross is 1 of 6. Yeah, yellows are a problem. Okay. So we've got Knobs who's injured. 2 yellows. This doesn't do much for us. XG is I mean, yeah, we really turned that game around. Late into the half, but hopefully just keep doing what you've been doing and we'll be fine. No, I want more, and they want more encouragement than what the assistant manager was offering. Now, a couple players are underperforming. We've got a couple yellows. We've got an injury. What will we do here? Put Wardline for Joel. And then we have to do something about this whole situation. So, for Pike, everyone who can play at DM is on right now. Knobs, Godred, and Wardlaw, who I just subbed in for Joel. Should we shuffle things around here? We bring that's what's so nice about having Knobs, who still injured, mind you. Still injured, but if she's telling me she can play and her coaching staff is telling us she can play, then normally I'd rather not, but I'll let her play. And she can play anywhere from like attacking mid to defensive mid, so she's really important to the team. Lumsden trying to get in position now, just kind of being bullied. Gets the pass off. Oh, and a nice little run. Just gonna cross it through. Wardlaw takes it. Wardlaw, fresh off the bench, almost scored the first goal of the Carine era at Newcastle. Knobs takes another corner. Una jumps for it. Doesn't get there. Hales, though, the second phase, goes way over. We're dangerous now, though. We're dangerous now. And they are moving up our left side with Rogers, with Boy. Wardlaw, though, getting a lot of the ball at the start of this second half. Nice pass from Conrad Kelly. Una Savenius scores the first goal of the Carine era, and we love to see it. Nice passing from Kelly. Very, very important subs that we made at halftime and led ultimately to this goal. And I mean, look at those match stats. We've really flipped it around. And on the attack again, Knobs, Godred. Now we're playing it up the right, which we're not supposed to do. But I guess if it ain't broke, Wardlaw again will try to run it up. That is a foul. Ebba Head, who's taken an ungodly amount of corners today, gets a yellow. And oh my god, we hit the woodwork off of that free kick, right? Okay. I was getting a little worried there early on, but we just had to warm up to the league. We just had to go back to what we trained in the preseason. Lumsden now passing it into Hales, who I hope Patty got her hands on that. No, Hales just sent it to the stratosphere. The idea was there, though. The idea was there. I'll have to check which foot she took that on. Umquist with a nice go-ahead pass to Smith, who crosses it in. Greg says, not a chance. As does Moan. Taking our time with it now. I think we have like 0 time wasting in our tactics. But I support Moan hesitating there. Our attack again. Knobs is gonna boot it up. Knobs is like, I'm in my 30s, I'm done running. Wardlaw's gonna take it to Conrad. They've got a nice little thing going. Una with very nearly a second goal. And if that deflection went to Lumsden's feet, we might have had a second goal. Alas, we have left the highlights now. And over to Forest. JK, back to us. pitch. Lumsden's got it up on the left as we want. But that's another foul for Forest. They know what we're up to. They just don't know how to stop it anymore. Stokes. Oh, there you go. Hales is in position. I'll have to see if it's side dependent then. But Stokes is gonna decide to take it herself, and a nice shot. That's gonna result in a corner. I expect Knobs to take it, and there she is. No goal here. No goal here. Una was basically in the net at this point. Next G of 1.66. We're due for another one here. Does Kelly have the Midas touch? She's got good runs, I'll tell you that much. Wardlaw likes to sit on it a little bit. Up to Kelly. Una's there. Hales is there. Stokes to Beth. Nope. Too much traffic. Too much traffic. And now it goes out for a corner, which FM doesn't need to show me this corner. I know it's not going in. But it's nice that they think something good happen here. And the highlight continues on this Forest attack. I'm gonna cross it over to our left side. Boy, Lorica taking her time with it, thinking. That's what happens when you take your time against Newcastle. Okay, got right with the right intentions. The execution not so good. Hales is gonna be miles offside there. Yeah. Referee's flag goes up, which is absolutely the right call. Still on this highlight. Nice interception by Wardlaw. Knobs, Kelly. We got a nice little squad going here. Wardlaw in the space, all alone, uncontested. And I guess that touched their keeper, because we get another corner. Knobs gets a bit of a broken leg when she takes her corners, but not a chance. I mean, I'll have a look at Greg's mentals, because I feel like she should have been more aggro on that, more determined. Stokes needs a sub. Oh, what's happening? What's happening here? Same kind of build-up we've been using. And our XG indicates that it's working. Una's gonna take it. She's gonna work it in. I was gonna say there was no room. And that was a risky shot to take, but I guess if you whip it hard enough, it's gonna go off their defender and in. Let's watch that own goal again from Una. She's gonna find the space, shoot through the screen. Oh, and it's off of Batty, which then bounces onto Olding and into the goal. What a beautiful game of pinball. And we're already through to the next highlight here. Almquist from a distance, and she almost got one back for Forest. And now we can actually sub off Stokes. Let me think about this here, because there's 20 minutes left. Knobs is still showing injured, and now she's tired. So we need to work something out here. If we take Godred from CM, put her at DM, and then bring in Miku Miku, who's got to play on that line. Got red at DM, Kelly attacking mid. And then Stokes needs to be subbed, and that's going to be Perfield. Gemma Perfield playing. I feel like Cataldo is more of a defensive player than Perfield, so with a 2-goal lead to Cataldo, and then Una's on a yellow, so we'll bring in Murphy, and that's all our subs for the match. Hopefully with 20 minutes left we won't have to go in and make any tactical changes, but look, famous last words, Garcia running away with it now. She can't shoot from there. We can let someone else get the ball right in front of our keeper, though. That was disgusting. Garcia with an amazing run. No one there to stop her, even though she's not controlling the ball. And then she's gonna cross it in, and whoops. Wardlaw probably not realizing that Almquist was right there, ready to receive it. I think that's Greg with her. Oh, that won't be Wardlaw, that'll be Cooper and Greg. We move. We still have a 1-goal lead. We just have to protect it now. Our XG is at 2. We've got 10 shots on target, which is a good sign, I guess. But against Forest, I feel like we should be converting more of those. Wardlaw takes the throw in now. Kojima. Godrat's gonna move it forward. Okay. Miss Godrat on loan. Hit us with a little Harvey Barnes there. And the assist from Miku. Vindication. Let's see what the board has to say now. You gotta trust the process. When Miku is hoisting the WSL2 trophy, they won't be questioning my decision. Okay. Greg now. Miku. Oh, Rogers. Leave Miku alone. She's a threat now, you see. Miku's a threat. 35, I'm still learning everyone, is Murphy, who's recently subbed on. She's gonna take the free kick here. I think she's gonna take it short. I think it's going to Kelly. No, she takes it over. And just off the woodwork, Miss Murphy, I was not aware of your skills. I'm so sorry. Garcia now looking to recreate their first goal, but Almquist nowhere to be found except that she just turned on the turbojets. Garcia missed it. Didn't see her head on her yellow. Is gonna cross it in, and Cooper clears it. And Rogers, just for funsies, is gonna push her player in the back. Just knock her down. They're getting frustrated now, which is good. It means mistakes, it means they're not focused, and it means we're comfortable for the next 10 minutes. Boy Lorca taking it up the left. They keep attacking her left because it worked, and now Rogers in, and Cooper is gonna knock it back for a corner. I say we can't attack on corners doesn't mean we can defend on corners. I'm not was being scored. Almquist is going to take it. I knew it, but it goes over and wide. And we are in no rush to put this ball back into play. We're still attacking though. We're at 12 shots on target now. And Forrest is on the counter. Gunning Williams making herself heard. Nice pass into Smith. Is that Garcia? Is that someone's waiting for the pass? They're not going to get it. It's going to head. And Smith wide open. Moan is alone to save that one. And another corner. I don't want to look at how many corners they got in this game. And that's gonna be another one. I feel good about the fact that we're 2 goals ahead. For a regular season game, I feel like I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like we got the points. Moen's got aerials too. Okay, alright. I was gonna say we're staying with the highlight on the attack, but at this point let's wrap it up, guys. Let's wrap it up. But the possession has significantly changed over the match, the course of the match. We started by we didn't have any shots off, I think, for the first 30, and now we're absolutely dominating them. We just needed to wake up, and that's gonna go out for a corner, I guess. Doesn't really matter. It's all for show now, because we're not scoring out of the. I mean, that's my girl. That's my girl, Lumsden. Lumsden. Yeah, Lumsden. Kelly takes it from far. Hales is waiting for the header. They're gonna cut off the highlight now. That's rude. That's just rude. At least let us see her miss it, you know? They're like, not important. You know that's not going in. Murphy's gonna take the free kick here. Somewhat of a dangerous spot. She's got room. We've got space. Can't get the header though. That went in so slow and so low. I would have been concerned for Forrest if that went in. Miku, show us what you got. Oh, not much. Regains possession though. That's important. We're gonna swing it down the left side. Cataldo to Lumsden. Lumsden is knocked down. And what came of that? Okay, yeah, it was a foul, I was gonna say. So now we're taking it. And now Murphy taking it again. And I think that's Kelly out wide. Hales is in the pack for the header. She doesn't really have headers though. And that's game. That's full time. We got our first win. We got a win in our first match as manager of Newcastle. Una holding it down, player of the match. Let's have a look at these numbers here. They only got 6 corners. I guess we just watched all of them. But 13 shots on target is crazy work. We outperformed our XG. Average rating is there. Long shots 10. We're not really producing from the long shots though. Passes 89%, aiming for about 90, so that's great. We did get into the final third in the end. What a match. What a statement to make in this new era of Newcastle Women Football Club. Well done. That was a good win for us. And there you go. Guys, that was our first match in charge, officially, of Newcastle United. I had so much fun. Let me know what you thought. We're gonna keep making these videos. We're gonna climb up that table, secure promotion, go after the Giants. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you very, very soon for more Football Manager.